My name is John Kizito Wanjala Wawire. I head planning and strategy at Nira.
What a combination. Kizito Wanjala Wawire.
Kizito Muto.
Kizito Muto.
Yes.
Now, I want you, by the time you leave this room, to have shed off the name Wanjala. So, look at your left and feast on whatever you see there to overcome Wanjala. Thank you. Welcome.
Thank you, Chair and honorable members. I'm Osborne Mushabe. I'm the Manager of Public Relations at Nira. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Chair and honorable members. My name is Edwin Tokamuhebwa. I am the Manager Registration and Operations.
Good afternoon, Chair and honorable members. I'm Senyonga Yasin, Head Internal Audit Nira. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Chair and honorable members. My name is Godfrey Bagwa. I'm the Head of Human Resource.
Good afternoon, Chair, honorable members. My name is Vincent Katutsi, Commissioner Civil Registration.
Commissioner Civil Registration. Okay.
Good afternoon,
I thought you were the one who registers marriages.
Yes, marriage is a civil vital event, so it's one of them. Yes, please.
So, you even have the power to deregister. Don't shy out on your mandate.
No, we do register. We don't have power to deregister.
I thought, I had you threatening somebody in the corridor that you can deregister their marriage. So I wanted to demonstrate that it was an empty threat. Okay.
Good afternoon, Chair and members. My name is Winnie Kabeja. I'm the Director Legal and Board Secretary.
Kabeja. Oh, Baje. Okay. I thought Kabeja is wife number what? For the king. Proceed.
Good afternoon, Honorable Chair and honorable members. I'm Christopher Kantinti, Director ICT at Nira.
Good afternoon, Honorable Chair and honorable members. I'm Agatha Achom Mutenyo. I'm the Director of Finance and Administration at Nira. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Honorable Chair and honorable members. My name is Daisy Katorobo. I am the PA to the Executive Director.
Good afternoon, Chair and members. My name is Olama Claire. I am a registrar at Nira and champion in communications for the ongoing mass renewal and registration project.
You are the Kalinimi. That is our Kalinimi. The one who speaks multiple languages like me.
Good morning, Chair. Good afternoon, Chair and members. I'm Sarah Kello, representing Head PBU.
Okay.
Good afternoon, Honorable Chair and honorable members. My name is Rosemary Ksembo. I'm the Executive Director of Nira.
Okay. Thank you very much and welcome back, Nira and your team. I have members that have not introduced themselves. If they don't mind, they may.
Thank you, Chair. Mwadanko Nyenji, Chadondo East, member of this committee.
Okay. Thank you very much, colleagues. Last time, by the time we had adjourned, a request.
Yeah.
Yes? Hey, Honorable Mujungu, didn't you introduce yourself?
Something I wanted to understand the literal as they introduce themselves.
Yeah.
Chair, in the relationships I've had, manager, director, blah, blah. could the chair throw some light on the hierarchy in the organization as we proceed? Request, Chairperson.
The chairman declines to undertake that because he is not conversant with the organogram of Nira.
Oh, Chair, I meant would the ED help us, with your permission, Chair?
To tell us who is higher than who? Okay, in 30 seconds.
Nira is led by an executive director, supported by 4 directors and 5 heads of department. Sorry, and 4 heads of department. So the heads of departments are called directors, and the heads, sorry, the 4 directors are directors, and the heads are called heads of department. Underneath a director and a head of department is a manager.
Thank you. Well understood. A motion had been placed on table to, yes?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Chair, before we start, Chair, you know, last time I was here asking for my renewed ID. So I want to thank the team and congratulate them, Chair. Finally, I got my ID. Well renewed. With 9 features.
Madam Rosemary Chisembo, I thought national IDs were for citizens. You told us the IDs for aliens are not yet processed. I direct CID to investigate that.
Thank you.
Okay, that was on a lighter note.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. But my request to the ED and the team, I got my renewed ID from room 001. And after getting my ID, they closed their computers and went away.
And you lost it?
Yes, no, their team. So I want to find out the team that took IDs, renewed IDs from Parliament. Where are we going to pick our IDs from? Are you still stationed in room 001, or we shall have to come to Kororo? I just want a clarification on that, Mr. Chairman. But otherwise, I thank them very much.
Information, Chair. Yes. Chair, my Ugandan name is Muwada Nkunyinji. I do a registered with Nira from Kasangati. From the meeting last time, I drove direct to Wachiso, the headquarters of Nira. I did not find my identity card. I petitioned those concerned. So it is not true that we have received IDs. And I'm also yet to hear the fate of my personal ID, because mine registered from Kasangati Town Council in the Wachiso district. If those who registered at Parliament have received, please know that those of us who registered from other areas, we have not received, including me. And it is not true that we owe a duty to thank Nira. Actually, for us, we are still complaining and demanding through you, Chair. Let the ED tell us the status of our IDs, national IDs.
In addition, Chair,
yes, Honorable Mujungu.
He has implied that members of Parliament who registered here have received theirs. I'm one of the people who registered here, and I'm yet to receive mine. Maybe the ED could shed light.
Honorable Mwadam Kunyinji, there is no duty to thank them. I registered as a Ugandan, not as a member of Parliament. There is no duty to thank them where you have no reason, or where it is not within you to thank. So I agree with you. Where are people's IDs?
Honorable Chair, I went to Gayaza High School and learned a lot of the Chiganda culture, where thank you was very, very pivotal, but we appreciate all the same. Honorable Muwada Ninji's card is here with me today, and you're welcome.
You're both ruled out of order. This room is not for distribution of cards. Now, Honorable Mwadang Kunyinji, do you now have reason to say thank you? Oh, again, it's not in you.
Well, on assumption that it is mine, I will say thank you. But I
oh my God, this has made my day.
But I also pray that all the others who registered from Kasangati and other places within Uganda can able receive their IDs.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman.
Honorable Kwizera, is thank you part of you?
I am not sure that the card is here, but maybe she is sure that the card is out.
But you were here when she said the cards for aliens are not ready.
No, I'm saying that there is influence peddling, Mr. Chairman.
On the part of your neighbor?
Yes, and intimidation. But the other one said, I have your card. It could be on computer, but not physical here.
Okay. Thank you very much. Where do they find their cards? Apart from Mwada, whose is here. But Honorable Mwada, you also know there is a procedure, a process for receiving them.
Yes, we will continue to distribute them. There were several cards that were also not picked that we brought, but we shall continue to distribute them for maybe a week or so. Thank you.
Okay. Colleagues, last time, Honorable Mwadang Kunyinji, MP, Chadondo East, moved a motion to require one of the staff of Nira in charge of procurement to be put on oath. It was not supported with exactness. There was an attempt by the Honorable Martin Mzale to say, maybe I would have supported the motion. So the motion went unseconded. But I also examined the rules and did not find justification for that. I needed to make that guidance so that the record does not remain hanging. So she will not be put on oath, but I'll continue to invite our witnesses to speak with not only honesty but also clarity, such that you're not misunderstood. When we misunderstand you, sometimes we may get tempted to call certain rules into action. That's number one. Number two, the tools of trade are always here with us, not only today. These include the Bible and the Quran for people taking oath. Last time, Madam Rosemary Chisemba, we were looking at irregular evaluation of bidders and the framework contracts. And we were looking particularly at two companies, HP and, three, Xerox, Canon, and HP. The explanation was given, but I did require you to provide some information in writing, which you did not do. I gave timelines, did I? They were not complied with. So where did you put our explanations?
Honorable Chair, I apologize. I went for a funeral, so I was unable to sign the documents that were related to that particular issue. But we acquired all of them, and they are here for submission, sir.
Okay, please submit them. Edgar? That's that one. We shall read the explanation. Okay. I had
May I take them through or first?
Oh no, you give them to us and we will. You remain with your copy, which you'll use to take us through. Or you give us only 2 copies, 1 copy?
No, they are there.
I have with me the procurement requisition marked as Annex 1. I believe in relation to the companies that we were talking about, we have the clearance from the Auditor General, the Solicitor General. We have these documents from Cybel. We have the documents from Nira on the list of suppliers or services. The market assessment report for assorted toners. We also have Form 5, which is the request for approval of procurement, and an internal memo to the accounting officer from the Director of Finance and Administration, or through Director of Finance and Administration from the Manager Administration on request for authority to procure assorted toners and a framework contract. Yes, that's one set. Could you also speak to these ones which I do not understand? Bank of Uganda, government deposits for letters of credit.
There was a question around the accounting that Director of Finance will get into. The first is that the deposit of the money that we received at the close of the financial year. It is the document we gave to show evidence that the money was deposited on a Bank of Uganda government account. Yes.
Okay, so the documents are accordingly received. Secretariat, please take note. Director Legal, what was your role in the procurement for toner? And the background, since you were not here, is that certain payments were made because supplies were made without contract being signed. That's number one. Number two, that some documents were required from company X, and they were not given that yet supplies were made. The reason why contracts were not signed was actually there were two limbs. The first is that a contract was not signed because certain documents were missing or lacking. They were not supplied. They were not given, but then supply was made without a contract. Payment was effected. On the second is that there was no authority from the manufacturer of toner, no consent. But then the consent was not given, and because of that lack of consent, instead of consent from Canon and Xerox, consent was obtained from HP. The explanation was that there were three suppliers. One was HP. We do not have one from Canon and none from Xerox. You advised that payment be effected. Is that true?
It is true. First of all, my role comes in the Directorate of Legal. The role comes in when the contract is being sent to the SG for clearance. So we are the ones who draft for ED a letter to send to Solicitor General with a draft contract. So when it was returned, we observed. Maybe I speak specifically I'll start with Carter Technologies. The accounting officer made an observation that the manufacturer's authorization that was attached was not the one that was required in the bidding document. And so she hesitated to sign the contract. So the contract was not signed. It turns out later on that the goods were delivered. Of course, that is outside our jurisdiction as a directorate. But somehow the goods were delivered and they were received. Now, when the goods were delivered, the company demanded for payment. So when the company demanded for payment, the ED wrote to me specifically to advise on whether or not she should proceed to pay in the absence of the contract. And we prepared a legal opinion to her to the effect that because we had received the goods under the principle of quantum merit, the service provider was entitled to payment regardless of non-signing of the contract.
Is quantum merit not being stretched too far? Quantum merit, yes, relates to pay per supply. But then the basic document is the contract. How did somebody end up supplying without a contract? Maybe it was a donation. How did we end up receiving without a contract? Who received? I asked the same question last time, Edie, and I gave you time to find out who received. So who received without a formal arrangement?
On our side, they were received by the head of stores.
Who is your head of stores?
It's called Stephen.
Stephen who?
Kiza.
Where is he? This matter remained pending. Which documents is he supposed to base on to receive documents? Supposing I bring a lorry of matoke because he's in stores, he just receives? Or there must be an arrangement?
He based
Here I can see Chiza, Stephen. Okay. Who is Gesa Silas? Dennis Ojok and Senyonga Yasin. What is their role? Is this ISO contract management team or?
That's
Internal Security Organization?
no, no. It must be another thing. But the toner was received by Nira.
By?
Nira.
Yeah. You know, a lot has been fused. Anyway, I think, colleagues, what is clear is that they received the goods without a formal agreement. They paid.
They've not yet paid.
Not yet paid.
Yes.
But there is already an opinion that pay, because payment was effected on 10th December 24.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Payment has not been effected.
Yes, but okay. I mean, receipt was 10th December 2024.
No, receipt was 27th June 2024.
Well, which document am I looking at from your annex?
It's this.
Oh, it's the new annexes.
Yeah.
Let me have my.
Maybe chair.
Incidentally, I was looking at this, which also has Kiza.
Maybe chair.
Yes.
I want to examine something important.
Everything we examine is important.
Through you, Chair, we are learning that Nira has stores where they receive goods and supplies. Now, when we hear that the way the stores are managed, you can in any way deliver and receive. It also presupposes that you can equally load and take away. So we may find that Nira is in a circle of procurement, whereas whatever is procured is lost. Now, because it speaks to a compromised store or storage, there must have been a mechanism that once the way goods are delivered, they are transactional documents. Now, for a national agency to tell us that a company just delivered, no contract, no order, no procurement, it presupposes that equally a company can come and load what has been procured. We need to examine whether the stores are not compromised. And the Nira needs to assure us if they could receive any goods, can't they load or take away any goods from the stores? Is whatever procured actually remain a property of Nira? And secondly, the answer from the legal department is not convincing. The principle she's alluding to requires investigation on reasonable price. She's only telling us that once she was notified, she only gave opinion. We need to examine the opinion she gave. But here, legally, for one to recover under the same principle, there must be an investigation of reasonableness. Was the amount quoted the price?
Actually, you do not need to investigate. In that case, you have a whole contract for like construction of a building. You do determine and pay according to what has been supplied, because assuming a construction was to cost $1 billion and somebody completes 80%. But the underlying thing is that there must be an arrangement. There must be an agreement. Honorable Mwada will not investigate whether what is brought in is taken out, because we would be speculating. For now, let's restrict ourselves to the supply. But then,
but yeah, it is not speculative.
It is.
If a supply can be received without documentation, how can you be certain that I cannot load away?
No.
Without documentation.
You know,
it is a circle.
There's an assumption.
It speaks to compromise the stores.
No. Let's not speculate, because you'd be speculating because there is a real life situation that there was a supply which was made without a formal agreement. From your many words, I have picked something which I want to ask. You wanted to ask it, but maybe you conglomerated it in so many things. Let me hear from you, Madam Chisembo. Let me hear from her the chain of delivery. One, does the supplier wake up and say, let me go and supply? Or under framework contract, there is a requisition. In this case, did anyone request for supply? Because you have a framework contract, somebody will continue supplying as and when need arises. Did anyone requisition for this supply?
The requisition is as far back as 30th January 2024, and it's Annex 1 in what I had first given you.
Good. That is where I want us to go. It is here. To the accounting officer, through Director of Finance and Administration, date, and from the manager administration. Do we have the manager administration whose signature I see here? Do we have the Director of Finance and Administration?
Yes.
Whose signature I see here? This is the lady.
Yes.
Madam, you approved. Did you know of an existing contract with this particular supplier? 2, ED, you cleared the supply. But you are the same person who had declined to sign the agreement. Tell us the circumstances under which you did.
If you will allow me, I'll take you through the documents.
Yes, ma'am.
The next one is the procurement requisition.
Which one?
It precedes this one I've just read out.
This one?
Yes.
The procurement requisition.
Yes, and it has a Form 5 attached. That Form 5 is in the PPD Act, the official or the trigger for procurement to begin. I will draw your attention to the quantities of toner that were required, but I will draw your attention more to Annex 2. Annex 2, it will explain another matter that is coming up. You take note that Lot 1 is HP toners.
True.
And they are the highest quantity.
And these ones had the document, we saw the document.
Yes.
Which was...
So that was the basis for the HP
the
manufacturer's authorization.
Yes.
That person had bidded for the HP HP.
Okay. This one has no controversy because the document is there.
Yes. No, it's one of the issues that you had.
Oh, it has.
Yes. If you look at the Auditor General's report on page 20 and where this matter was coming from, this first company, Cybele, the contention here was that they got a manufacturer's authorization from HP, and yet for that lot 3,
yes,
they were supposed to
bring Cosase,
to bring Canon
and Xerox.
And the Xerox.
Oh, yes.
So
if you look at Annex 5, that is what they bidded for in their document.
Annex 5.
Lot 1. So that HP was for those toners. Annex 5?
Yes, we are talking
Annex
about...
4. Annex 4.
Annex 4?
Yes, please.
Take us. Annex 4 has a document for Cybele.
Yes, that was their bid. To bring a close to that matter, we never called off from them at all. We've never made an order.
No. This bid is for Lot 1.
I agree.
The query is for Lot 3.
Lot 3, that is correct. For Lot 3, even for Lot 1, which they gave us the right authorization, we never ever called off. There's never been because in a framework contract, you supply based on a call of order and a local purchase order. So those two have never been issued for that company's bid supply, and they have never supplied.
Okay.
So I will return now to the matter that was at hand. The basis of Qatar's, we got a clearance from Solicitor General attached as Annex 6. And being the end of the financial year, I was informed that that is when the LPO was raised, and LPO is attached as Annex 7. When the clearance from the Solicitor General came, they assumed that the final clearance for the goods had been given for the contract.
Now you have used assume. The second is I was told. Those are a little bit problematic.
It is true.
That's why I have blocked assumptions from my people.
Yes.
I'll block assumptions from you.
Fair enough.
Two, I will also not allow, I was told, without you telling me who told you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the local purchase order was issued to the company attached as Annex 7.
You know, Madam Chisembo, what you're telling us is all good procedurally. But all these supplies stem from a framework contract, which, as you rightly conceded, did not exist at the time. Would it not have been prudent, therefore, if you had summoned prudence, would it not have been prudent to first require that the documents missing be given and then sign the framework contract?
That's true.
You therefore what?
Chair.
Yes.
I'm inclined to ask, in the absence of a framework contract which had refused to sign, Chair, would we be procedurally right to proceed to inquire whether the procurement was properly done when there was no legally binding relationship between the entity and the supplier? Wouldn't we demand of them to refund that money? Although they have not paid, yes. Would we proceed really without a legal framework?
Yes, we would proceed with the inquiry. Because how would you arrive at the conclusion, even the one you are rushing to jump to, without inquiring?
Mr. Chairman.
That it is not there is reason for us to inquire.
Mr. Chairman.
Wait, sir. That the agreement is not there is reason for us to inquire. So by inquiring, we are proceeding well. By determining whether or not they should refund the money, we are barred by two reasons. The first is that the money has not been paid. The second is that we have not sat down to start writing our report and or judgment. We are still receiving evidence, and after receiving evidence, we shall review the facts and the law. We are proceeding very well. Honorable Kwizera, you're not satisfied? You want to,
thank you very
just
much.
a minute. My honorable colleague from
Chair,
Cosase.
Thank you. But I think, Chair, we should have concentrated on the head of the legal, whether she played her role well to advise the chief executive.
In terms of what?
Because she had said that it is they who advise the executive director to endorse contracts. Would she feel comfortable in this context that they went ahead to accept
First,
the
factually,
procurement?
it's not true that she said she advised the executive director to endorse the contract. The answer she gave is to the effect that when consulted, she wrote an opinion that based on the principle of quantum merit, which we shall examine, go ahead and pay because you have consumed the goods. She did not advise on the endorsement of the contract, which is not endorsed anyway. Oh, it was subsequently endorsed. Did they supply the document? Okay.
They gave us the authorization. I think it's Annex 9 in the first papers that we gave.
Annex 9, which we have looked at. Honorable Kwizera, I'm coming back to you, so do not worry and make sure you do not forget the point you want to raise. Annex 9, from what I see, I do not see there the authorization. Do you see it? This is what I have as Annex 9.
The original documents we sent.
Oh, Annex 9 of the original, from here. I think we examined that last time, but we shall never tire in examining. Honorable Gaffer, you led this. Is this the document you're referring to? The one of HP?
No, the next page. The next 2 pages.
Sorry?
There is no document of that kind she's talking about.
No, she's referring to this document.
That document is not in Annex 9. These are...
Do you mean the certificate from TER? Is it TAVNOD? You have switched off.
These were companies that who are part of the supply chain of Xerox and the 3 suppliers who are allowed to trade with their goods. So they supplied us those 2 certificates.
Where do we read that from? Because with the document I am seeing, unlike the one of HP,
Mr. Chairman, the certificates are in Annex 9.
Those are the ones I'm
The
reading.
certificates, the 2 ones, yes.
Because here, the German Imaging Technology, Dubai LLC, that manufacturing of processed toner cartridge, recycling of toner cartridges, provision of IT maintenance services, and hardware maintenance services, certificate of registration, this and this and that. Let's compare with the one of HP and see, not in terms of form, but what it brings out. Wait. The one of HP is Annex what? Yes.
Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Chairman.
Yeah, wait. Look at this Annex 5 attached to Cybel. Yes.
Thank you. Mr. Chairman, the issue at hand is whether there was a valid contract. The documents being referred to in Annex.
She said eventually they signed. Yes. Right? Then we said, okay, after
Mr. Chairman,
Mr. Chairman,
let's hear Honorable Mzale. I respond.
Mr. Chairman,
yes.
There can never be a valid contract signed after supply. It
now,
can't be.
No.
If I give you goods today and we sign tomorrow, it means I supplied when there was no contract.
Lawyers know of something called a novation, where you go back and you ratify. But let's be slow, process by process. I did ask a question, did you sign? She said, eventually we signed. I said, the reason you had not signed was because authorization had not been given. Not so? And her answer was that authorization was given by eventually. So we've been examining this certificate in Annex 9 of the original document to see if they amounted to the authorization we are talking about.
Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Chairman, can I?
Mr. Chairman.
Wait, colleagues. And we said, okay, in Annex 9, who authorized before you signed the agreement? She said, look at Annex 9.
Those are certificates.
Wait. So we opened to see if these amount to the authorization that we what we are talking about that were required. And when you said, first of all,
Chairman, some information.
these are not from Xerox, they are not from Canon. So why I did not want us to interfere with that flow is I wanted the witness to first take us through her documents. That will give us an opportunity from an informed view to ask her the questions we want. Because if we intervene now, before we understand these documents, we will lose track.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes, Honorable Kwizera.
Mr. Chairman, thank you very much. Mr. Chairman, in a contract,
yes,
you have a contracts committee.
yes,
You have goods which must have specifications and price. So for this one to supply, who gave them the specifications and price? Isn't it better for this to give us who were the members of the contracts committee and what they did? Because you cannot say, I supplied. How did you know that they did the equipment, the goods, and at what price?
Before that, Honorable Kwizera, last time the question we asked, we went through the stages of contracts committee. It comes to the accounting officer. Accounting officer says, these documents are missing. Let us have them. She did not sign the agreement. Now, eventually, before or without signing the agreement, supply is made. Today, she has come to tell us that actually, because this is new now, that supply was made, that I signed the agreement. I said, okay, what had prevented you from signing the agreement was lack of certain documents. Authorization from the manufacturer. Now, she has given us these two documents.
Now, Mr. Chairman, there's something you are missing.
Yes.
Here, there is a difference between the accounting officer and the contracts committee.
That's correct.
No, let me finish. Now, if the function of the contracts committee is finished, and then if there was no contract, who invited them to supply?
That one is what that's the first document.
Answer for them. Let them answer.
I am not answering for them. Yes. I am setting my record clear for neatness that we have asked that question here in your presence. Look at Annex 1, which is what was given to us as the requisition. I did ask that question. Honorable Kwizera, have you received a copy like this one? No. You are holding a wrong document, I guess, Honorable Kwizera. Do you have a small one like this, which has been supplied in the course of this meeting? Okay, now, Honorable Kwizera, yes. I asked the same question you're asking, that who initiated the supply, not the contract, but the supply. I found that there is somebody called the manager administration who was said not to be here. There is director of finance and administration who is here, who approved because it went through her to the accounting officer. Accounting officer authorized. That's where we started, and I asked, you had refused to sign the framework contract. But here you are giving us, authorizing the supply. Because now we are not even looking for anyone else. We are looking for the accounting officer who authorized. Now she says, I eventually signed the framework contract. Can you look at the signed framework contract?
Yeah, so Mr. Chairman, we shall look at the dates when they signed the framework and when she authorized it. Which came first?
Let me read you. Framework contract?
Chair, I'm sorry now, haste, we forgot the copy of the signed contract.
Okay, when was it signed? When did you sign it? Let's see when the framework contract was signed.
I do not recollect, sir.
Can you send somebody to bring it now? Okay. We will receive it in the course of the meeting. Wizard, do you still have any problem?
But I think she can recall when.
No. You cannot.
You know, Mr. Chairman, we are.
You cannot stretch recollection that way. It is
Mr.
not
Chairman,
mechanical.
can I remind you that you can have a meeting in UK when you are here?
Yes.
So she has an office. There is an officer there. They can photocopy and send it to us.
That's what I have done. I've already guided it.
Not sending someone, yes.
She has already accepted. Mazale. Yes.
If it was possible, I wish we had the stores manager here with us.
To do what?
To tell us conditions, terms and conditions under which he receives goods.
The stores
Before
manager.
you receive a product X,
the stores manager has already been vindicated. Because you would have problems with the stores manager if there was no requisition. The stores manager is not required to look at the framework contract. Once there is a requisition which has gone through the stages, he receives. Yes.
Yeah, it goes beyond the contract. I agree with you, the store person doesn't need to look at the framework contract. But before a store person receives the goods, this is a goods received note. Before that, there is out of the framework contract, they are supposed to issue a document requesting for what is supposed to be delivered. Okay? Then that is supposed to come with a goods delivered note, which I'm also going to ask for. Because the supplier must bring a delivery note, and that has to reconcile with the goods received note. We have only been given the received note.
That's not true. I think after
I haven't seen any other.
After Annex 1, attached to Annex 1, in a series of documents which were signed, and
in which annex, yeah?
Annex 1 of the small one, that one you're holding. She took us through the documents that related to the supply. Quite a number, the entire Annex 1, including the market assessment. I think, colleagues, one thing you need to know is that away from the framework contract, these other documents would vindicate the stores manager. We were looking for the stores manager to tell us how he ended up receiving goods when the mother contract was not in place. The executive director has confirmed that she eventually signed the mother document, which is the framework contract. We are yet to see and to examine. You get the point? Because our contention has been consistently, you did not sign. Now she says, I signed. We said, okay. How did you sign when the document you demanded was not in place? She says, no, now it was in place. We said, okay, where is it? This is what she has given us. Do you get my point? Whether this amounts to the authorization or not is your judgment.
Chair. Yeah, you see, Chair, the fact that there was no contract at the time of receiving the goods.
No. You're jumping the gun and it will fire you. You can only arrive at that conclusion after receiving the framework contract, comparing the date on the framework contract and the supply.
Chair, I'm not
You're actually causing me to let the cat out of the bag.
No, Chair, I'm not jumping the gun because the CEO